In Minds of Aspirant, we are also going to start this Gene 2026 Anthropology Foundational course for any of you who wish to study anthropology as a subject, as an optional paper for UPSC. And if you have any doubts as regarding how to write an answer, everything will be covered in that anthropology batch. Any of the mains candidates who wish to write mains also can approach us for Gene 2026 batch. I will include them in a specific way so that they will be able to write this examination which is coming in the mains.
Hello, friends. Welcome to Minds of Aspirants. This is Anthropology with Shiva. We have other channels as well. We have Books with Shiva. We have Minds of Aspirants official. You can subscribe to that channel as well. But this channel is specific to anthropology. In anthropology, also we have Gene optional batch and also Taumai answer writing batch. So for that, we thought of making a series of videos where I thought of solving some of the previous year questions. So, discuss the role of evolutionary forces in creating human diversity is the question that in 2022 they asked. So, what we discuss in class, this is the topic that we are now currently discussing. We started this gene batch in September 13, that is the Saturday. So I discussed this topic called as pre-Darwinian and Darwinian theory. So I took a question on what these topics may cover, and you can also go for post-Darwinian. So three topics are there. In this, we pick a question and we discuss the answer. So I thought of making such videos as I go along this gene optional batch. This topic we will discuss it today. So how to write this topic is what I'm going to teach you now. So look at this question. In most of the time, students make this mistake of writing only points in an optional paper. But here you have to start with a very nice definition. So the question talks about forces of evolution. Uh, Forces of role of forces, role of evolutionary forces. So evolutionary forces means what and all you should know. So for that is where you start with the definition of evolution. You can talk. So you can start with this. So it's a 20-mark question. Okay. So you can check this. It is a 20-mark question. Two, three, and one more paper will be there. So here you can start writing the answer from here and say that what is an evolution? You can use any definition possible, but I would say use definition from your understanding. For example, this is the definition I would want to propose: gradual change. So you can write your definition, but if you are asking me to write a definition, I would choose my definition over somebody's quote. So gradual change uh, in the gradual change in the gene pool of a population, okay, of a population. So this is how I would go of a population by way of mutation, or selection, selection, gene flow. Basically, I am listing down all the evolutionary forces, genetic drift, so etc. So this is the point that I would signify in the course of writing an answer by way of saying that look at what is the definition first. Then you can start with this concept of human diversity. Look at the question: forces of, that is, they are saying discuss the role of evolutionary forces in human diversity. So I would rather now, you can write diversity in different ways. You can also, so human diversity. So I can draw a picture. You can say it in whichever way, but I would prefer drawing a diagram is actually a good phenomena of representation. I can draw like this and I can say, look at this. I can say the diversities are the following, which you can easily represent. I can say that the diversity, so many diversities are there, right? So there is a tribal diversity, or you can say racial diversity. So racial diversity, you can say Bushman here. Slowly you can write one by one. Do not panic and just recite the points. Look at what the question demands. You can say racial change, racial diversity. You can say Bushman. You can say Caucasian here. Okay, Caucasian here, and you can say Mongoloid here. So diversity based on race, you can say, and then you can also start about diversity based on genetic differences. Genetic differences, diversity also. You can go for example, look at it. I would use this kind of a distinction and say you have a blood group here. You have a B blood group here, you have a O blood group here. And you can also say about not genetic diversity, you can also say about maybe, you know, different characteristic traits. You have a blue eyes. Okay, you have a blue eyes here. You have a black eyes here. So I'm going to use black. If I use it's going to be a different thing. But you have a black eyes here. So have a way of defining diversity in a diagram such a way that you will be able to represent them better. Use tribes, tribal name. Okay, that way you are actually using the second paper as well in writing this paper, right? And you can actually, I have not completed. You can also go for height, so diversity based on height. So how to write this answer? So it will be one page where I have written this, and then I will come to this point of writing how, in what way these evolutionary forces result in, okay, result in diversity. So one point I will try to take here in this page. Look at it. It is one page where I have written the definition. Okay, I have written the definition. I have given what is a diversity, and then I'm coming to the point of how diversity happens. Look at the way I am representing. So first point. The first point is actually mutation. Now, please check it. I had said that this is the point I said. We in here today, I was talking about the topics pre-Darwinian, Darwinian, and post-Darwinian. We merely read this question per se saying that, okay, we read it from the points perspective, but look at how they have changed the question. They have changed the question as a forces of evolution. Here, you just cannot just write down whatever you have learned about evolutionary phenomena and things like that. You have to tell me the way in which it helps. Uh, I should have maybe end also. I will repeat it. I should have said this. This is there in chapter 3. Okay, chapter 3, Ember and Ember book. Uh, I am a staunch believer in the fact that if we read books, we will get good scores. These notes is not going to help you in writing this answer. If you read that chapter, you will get an answer of what I'm saying. The entire chapter is the answer for this. You can check the paper, sorry, check the book. In that, so what is it? So how do you write? This is where I think students make a mistake. Students write points. You should not write points. See, the question is the role of evolutionary forces. The first in human diversity. The various diversity we discussed, look at it. You have discussed the definition and you have discussed the diversities as well. Here, you can tell me in what way the differences are created. In mutation, I will choose one example. There are so many examples that you can choose. Choose from your syllabus. Talk like mutation creating or a role. For example, there is single nucleotide polymorphism. See, write it in a paragraph. Okay, single nucleotide polymorphism in chromosome. I think I forgot to check, but I will again check, and maybe you can also check in chromosome 9, where the gene for ABO blood group is there. Okay, because of a single nucleotide polymorphism, results in a sickle cell anemia. Okay, so in the sense, this is chromosome 9, but 11 and 15. Okay, 11 and 15 is where this alpha chain and beta chain are. So that is alpha chain and the beta chain globulin gene are. So you write that the single nucleotide polymorphism in in respect to the blood group gene, which is 9, and the sickle cell anemia respective gene, which is 11 and 15, gives rise to a variation. Okay, a variation in human where they would have sickle cell trait. Okay, where they will have sickle cell trait, and that gives rise to diversity. For example, in Africa and India, where malaria is prevalent, you are able to follow in the sense that uh, this is diversity. So, how a mutation? So, actually, I started with chromosome 9, but then I realized the fact that, see, 9 is ABO blood group, then in 11 and 15, okay, 11 and 15 is where this alpha chain and beta chain is. So, you can actually, maybe I'll check and, give you the correct number as well. But this is what I need as an answer. The second point I will use some other thing. Okay, some other thing you can use. See, I will use, for example, this is Ember and Ember. Check it. There is gene flow. Okay, how do you write this gene flow means? Gene flow creating genetic diversity. Here, why don't we give for have you if you have seen the second paper, they would say that the first wave, okay, first wave of humans into India, okay, where the first negrotoid race, okay, negrotoid race. This because of here, I will write one diagram as well. I will write a diagram specifying, for example, how do you justify this wave? So this is the wave. This is the out of Africa theory. So I will draw a diagram like this, out of Africa theory, where the negrotoid race came. But this negrotoid race actually mixed with population from Iran, whereas Natufian culture, and gave rise to Indus Valley civilization and what is called as ancient South Indian gene, and then ancient North Indian gene came by way of Central Asian migration. So, a gene flow resulting in human diversity is what I'm actually explaining in this. Second point is like this. Like this, see, look at this point. Like this, and you can explain other things also. You can explain genetic drift like this. How genetic drift helps in human diversity. And then you can also talk about fourth point, how environment, correct? How environment, the forces of the evolution, you can talk about environment as well, right? You can give an example of how environment gives rise to changes in the way. that humans are diverse. You can talk about Bergman's law here. Okay, Bergman's law. The Bergman's law depends on the size of the person, like that, like how it enables a large-sized human being in the colder areas and shorter in the warmer areas. So, like this, you explain. Okay, five. I think third page. So this is the fourth page. So I need kind of four, five. Then you can also talk about sexual selection as a force of nature. Sexual selection was also something that Darwin gave as a force of nature, sorry, force of evolution. And you can very well talk about chromosome recombination. Okay, chromosome recombination. There are, I think, many other example also. The forces of evolution are many. There is also something called as, allogene, which is there. I think it is there in, peanut. Allogenes are genes which actually jumping. They are called as jumping genes. So that also jumping genes is what helped, for example, in making us from dichromatic to trichromatic. That is, we were dichromatic with mammals, but then this allogene were able to. I will explain this concept. This is the gene. So I think chromosome again. I will check chromosome 5 or 7. Okay, chromosome 5 or 7 contains the blue per se. Chromosome X contains the red or green. So you have to have blue, red, green in order for you to distinguish. Without these two things or three things, you will be called as dichromatic. Only when you have three, you will be called as trichromatic. Actually, we had only two genes, but it was the alu gene which, or the jumping genes, which helped us in having a different kind of a thing. Like this, you can keep on going as to the explanation of how the evolutionary forces. You can actually say many other things are right. Selection is there. Okay, selection is there. Then there is a, geographical separation is there. So try to answer the way in which they ask by giving, and then you can conclude. Okay, conclude by saying that this is how so many evolutionary forces are acting. And you can conclude by saying, how the recent genetic engineering. Okay, the recent genetic engineering can, or gene editing, the recent gene editing can actually create a new species in the future. So there is human made evolution, more than human made evolution will be an evolutionary force. So look at it from this perspective. From the perspective of an answer, it may seem like you can write as a point, but spend some time in analyzing. So this is the question that came in 2022. Discuss the role of evolutionary forces in creating human diversity. It's a 20-mark question from 2022. It is pertaining to this chapter. As I said, I'll keep on making videos as and when we are in the batch gene, going through each topic. Maybe next topic, what I discuss in the batch, I'll start making the video on that. But look at how we are able to answer this. First, you have to have the definition, then you have to tell me the diversities which are there, then you have to give one example from each force. Okay, each force, one example, and then you conclude by saying how in the future you will start having all these genetics forces by humans. So you should think where to get this answer. Do not try to, read only the notes. This is chapter 3. Okay, chapter 3, Ember and Ember. I wanted to say it in the beginning of the video, which I did not, but you just check it. So I'll end this video by saying read the Ember and Ember book. You will get a lot of ideas. This is Anthropology with Shiva. I'll make more such videos on this. Please do like it, share it, and subscribe to Minds of Aspirants so that I can make more videos on anthropology. Thank you.
In Minds of Aspirant, we are also going to start this GENE 2026 Anthropology Foundational course for any of you who wish to study anthropology as a subject, as an optional paper for UPSC. And if you have any doubts as regarding how to write an answer, everything will be covered in that anthropology batch. Any of the mains candidates who wish to write mains also can approach us for GENE 2026 batch. I will include them in a specific way so that they will be able to write this examination which is coming in the mains.